This conference will now be recorded.
So last week where were we? Just check. Why very less participants today? Chandu, Nagraj, Anirudh and Vinay, only 4 members. Okay, no problem. Okay, so until they come, so today it is going to be a one like interview questions I'm going to ask. Okay, just wait a minute, and I'm going to ask you questions.
Last class was about EC2, sir. We started about EC2. Only one class has been done.
Yeah, so EC2, what only the components we discussed, right? And no, not one class. Actually, I did also about how you can take snapshots, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes or no? Just confirm me where we stopped. I think we stopped at creation of AMI, right? Just hold on. Give me a moment.
This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
can hear you.
Yes, Mithun.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
last week, yeah. So last week we were discussing on AMI image creation. Why we create image? Because at the first time we are installing the application by feeding it to the user data, but application will have a incremental changes. So day one it will have the installation, then by day two it will have some important logs written. Okay, there might be other changes also. So you will have this kind of data written, right? So that data will not be there in the first backup. So you have to take a daily backups. So in production environment, we make it a habit of taking the backup every day. Okay, so last class I showed you manually, isn't it? So I showed you manually, like we can go to the instance section and we can go to the image and we can create image. So in that way you can take the backup. So in backend, what it is happening? So AMI is nothing but it is the EBS volume. Okay. So let me draw the. So today we are going to discuss on AWS backups. So mainly on AWS backup. So how we take backup? See, manually you cannot be taking backups on a production environment or in a organization level. So at every company, they make it a habit of taking the backups via automated manner. So that is because, see, as an admin, it becomes a tedious task. So admin is there, but he need to always log in to the console and he need to trigger. So it's a tedious process. Okay, but if AWS backup is there, so this is the AWS backup tool. Okay, so I'm going to mention that. Okay, so we should understand three components in a AWS backup. First is you have to always start up with the backup plan. Okay, so first is backup plan. So backup plan means it will mention on what days you want to take, like daily or weekly, hourly. So these parameters or these things you are going to decide. Okay, so these things you will be deciding in the backup plan. Okay, at what time? Isn't it? So what time you are going to take up the backup plan, that you are going to discuss. Second point is the resources. Just a second. Okay. Then second point is what are the backup resources you want to deploy. Resources you want to backup. Okay. Isn't it? So these are the two main important things when it comes to AWS backup. So what this does is, as per this backup plan, so this is the AWS backup tool, which is a free service provided by AWS. So whatever the backup plan is and whatever the resources we have added to backup. So resources in the sense it is a EC2 instance, okay, or it can be any other AWS resource which we want to backup. So I will explain you that also. Okay. So what this will do, suppose as per the backup plan, it is going to take the backup of the volumes in the form of AMI, that is Amazon Machine Image. Okay, so let me take you to the AWS Management Console and I will explain. So just a second. So let me log into the console. Okay, so if you go to the console and search for AWS Backup, you will get the service here. See, AWS Backup centrally manages and automates backups across the AWS services. See, as I told, right, you have to start always with the backup plan. Okay, so there is always a template. So let us start with one of the template. Okay, so you don't need to create from the scratch. Okay, there will always be a template ready for you. So there are 35 days retention template here. There is daily with monthly 1 year retention, then daily, weekly, monthly 5-year retention. Okay, then daily, weekly, monthly and 7-year retention. Okay, so first let us study the first one. So daily 35-day retention backup plan. Okay, so I am going to name it as daily backup with retention period of 35 days. Okay, so you can name it whatever you want to, right? Now see here, so this is the daily backup. Okay, so it expects to me to put a, so I'm not going to put any space. Okay, this is just a demo. Why, what happened? 1 to 50. Okay, so I'm going to just mention, yeah, so daily retention period. So it means, looking at the name, I can understand that daily it is going to take the backup daily, and retention period. So now what do you mean by retention period? Retention period means the number of days you want to keep the backups. Okay, now this is the rule here. Okay, so this is the backup rule. What is the rule? Let us study the backup rule. See here, daily backups, vault. Now what is this vault? Vault in the sense, it is a secret or secured S3 bucket which is managed by AWS. Okay, in the backend we will not have direct access to that. We will have only access via this application, that is AWS backup service. So this AWS backup service is going to access this vault. Why? It will have access because to store the backups and to retrieve the backup. Okay, see, as you can see, this is the frequency here. So daily they have mentioned, and it is going to take the backup at 5 AM UTC, and it says transition to cold storage. Now what is this cold storage? See, some organization will have a requirement to store for longer duration of time, but storage is also cost, right? So at that point of time you may need or you may require a cheapest storage solution. So cold storage is something which is very cheap. Okay, so you learn about storage in detail in the S3 module, that is simple storage service module. But for now you just think that cold storage means you are keeping it in a refrigerator, because you want to keep any item for a longer duration. You are going to deep freeze it. So that is why they have kept the name as cold storage. Okay, so why we want to transition? Because we want to save cost on the data storage, but also want to keep the data for longer duration, like 5 years, 10 years, like that. But as this case we are going to only keep it for 35 days, so we don't require to transition to cold storage. So that is why they have kept it as never. And retention period in weeks. So you can also mention in weeks, days, months and years. So they have mentioned 35 weeks. So 5 sevens are 35. So this is the backup plan. Okay, so this is very important. So this is the template to which the AWS backup service will look, and sorry, take the backup of the services. Okay, Now I'm going to cancel. Now as you can see, you can create the plan. Now I am going to show you the 1 year retention plan. Okay, see here. Now there are two plans here. See, so daily, monthly, 1 year retention. So let us study the monthly, daily first. See here, same thing. It is going to take the backup daily. Timing is here and retention period is 5 weeks. Okay, but see the monthly, edit. So the frequency month, backup rule name is monthly. Vault is same default. See backup frequency. See monthly they have put and day. That means every month, first of every month. And see, as you can see here, it says transition to cold storage. Yes. So after 1 month, see, as you can see here. So because here we require to store the data for 5 years. So that is why they have added the plan here to store the data in the cold storage after 1 month. Okay, and they are going to keep the data for 1 year. Okay, clear. So this is the backup plan. So this is for daily 1 year retention. If you see for 5 year retention, you will come to know. See here. So if you go to edit, you can see the change here. See, after 3 months, it will be moved to the cold storage and retention period years 5. So this is pretty simple. It is not a complex topic at all. It is very, very simple. Now, once you created this backup plan, okay, so creation of backup plan is, backup plan is easy. So you can follow the template. Okay, but don't assign any resources. Okay, so you can name it as daily backup. So I'm not going to go with the template. I'm going to customize. So I will say I will keep 10 days backup. Okay, and 11th day my backup should be deleted. So that's what. Okay, so daily backup with 10 days retention. So RET means retention. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and rule name also I'm going to keep it same. So if you want, you can keep it in the default vault, or you can create a new backup with the this name. But I don't recommend. It's not required. So I'm not recommend also. So go with the default. Okay. Now frequency is daily. Okay, and enable this. See, if you enable this option, see what is this PITR, point in time recovery. This means if you enable this option, that you are going to be backup at a very detailed level. Means you can restore your AWS backup supported resources by rewinding it back to a specific time that you choose within 1 second of precision. Okay, so are available for RDS and S3. So that is the reason. With this you can really back up your resources like anything, but this is not required for this demo because we want to transition to storage right now. Then what we'll do, I want to transition after 1 second. So I want to transition after 10 days. Okay, see, must be at least 90 days after transitioning to cold storage. What does this mean? See, whenever you are migrating or the transitioning your the backups to cold storage, it is a minimum criteria is there to keep your data for minimum 90 days. So that is why it is not allowing me. So if there is really requirement to save your data in a cold storage, only then you transition, otherwise it is not required. But for it is our demonstration, I'm going to save. So I'm going to make it as a 90 days. Just see here, it will go, the error will go now. Okay, so 90 plus 10, it will expect 101 days. Yes, so even if you give 100 also, yeah, it will take. 99, yeah, 19 it will not take. So 100 days it is minimum. Okay, so 10 days and then 100 days, so total days. So this means once you take the backup, so it is going to retain for 10 days, and then after 10 days it is going to move to the what, cold storage. Then another 90 days it is going to keep, and after the 100th day it is going to delete this backup. Okay, so this is a, and if you want to copy to any other region for your high availability, you can also do that, but that is not mandatory. Okay, and then create a plan. Okay, now as daily backup with 10 days retention created, so you can assign the resource to backup. Okay, so you can name it as same thing, right? So here you can include a, see, these are the resources you can backup. So the first one is Aurora, Document DB, DynamoDB, EBS, EC2, EFS, RDS, FSX. So these are some of the service you can backup. But for this, as we are doing EC2, we are going to only talk about EC2. Okay. Now you can see the instance ID. So whatever you want to add, you can add these resources and you can do it. But what will happen if you, the moment you select this, it will start the backup as per the schedule. Okay, so be careful. Backup and the backup service is free, but snapshots which it takes in the backend, they are not free. So unnecessary you will be billed. Okay, even if you select this, right? See, it says your current selection could back up many resources and may have cost implication. So that is why I'm not going to continue, because if you see the backup pricing here, you will come to know that see, where is the pricing here? 1 second. See here, when a resource type supports full AWS backup management, charges for AWS backup activity, including storage, data transfer, restores, and early deletion, appear in backup section of your Amazon Web Services bill. For a list of services that support full AWS backup management, see this one. Okay, so as you can see, the service is free. So the backend, it will create the snapshots and everything. So and the data transfer. So for that, you will be billed, and it will display in your monthly section. So that is why I don't recommend. So I'm going to cancel this. I'm not going to assign the resources, but this is how you can create the backup plan. So once it is set, right, so it will be keep on creating the backups for you, and as per this plan, it is going to keep the data for you safely. Okay, so how you can delete the backup plan? It is very simple. Just click on the and enter the name and delete it. Clear? So this was the AWS backup. Okay, and not only as per the schedule, you can also create an on-demand backup from the console also, but again those are all chargeable, so that is why I don't recommend. Okay, so this was about the AWS backup. Okay, now I want to show you some other things. Just a second, let me go to the billing dashboard. So as you can see, this is how you see your monthly usage charges. Okay, so as we have so many services running, so we have mainly in Northern Virginia, right? So we have only in Northern Virginia, and if you see our instances, we have not much resources running in any of the region, right? So if you use the backup service, so again it will be displayed in the bill. So as you can see, the data transfer, elastic compute cloud, and simple notification service, there will be one more section called as AWS backup, and there it will be mentioned. So how, for what and all you will be billed. Clear? So let us go back to the section now. Let me show you the okay, so we don't have any instances. Let me see whether I have any EMI created. So I have already deleted snapshot. Okay, so let me create an EC2 instance quickly. Just a second. So I'm going to create an EC2 instance. Oh yeah, okay, we have already some instances we have. Okay, let me create a new one. So this will be AWS backup demo. And I'm going to select the Vanija and Wikipair. And I'm going to select an existing security group. So here I'm going to add one user data. So let me go to the select the user data. Okay, I'm going to try this, right? Okay, so this is a very simple PHP application. So it is going to install the Linux, Apache, and MySQL and PHP. All these components it is going to install, and we are going to see one sample PHP application. Okay, so this is just for a demonstration purpose. I'm just doing it, and I'm going to launch the instance. Okay, so you can create and billing alerts. Okay, so that I will show you when I take up alarms, that is CloudWatch. Okay, we can also connect to your instance, and we can also connect to an RDS database. Okay, so but for now we are going to just connect to the EC2 instance. So this already it is, you will get the option here. Open the git bash. Go to downloads and just paste. So there is no need to log in because already I'm going to cancel because I have already given everything in the user data. So it is going to install for me. So we'll have to just wait for few minutes. You just copy the public IP, or you can also copy the public DNS name, and you can access from here. So the page information will be in the php info.php. I think still it is installing, so we'll wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll see.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, one small doubt. Sir, when we open that Git Bash tool, no, sir, and when we enter by typing that SSH command, there will be connection timeout. But at that time, can we cancel this process, sir?
Yeah, you can cancel.
What is the key, sir, to cancel that?
Control C.
Control C. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, Control C. Control plus C.
Control.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, just now you shared one that PHP command you showed now. So,
Yeah.
what is that? What is that actually? Why we need that PHP command?
This one.
I see. We should copy it, sir.
This one. You're talking about this one, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This one.
Yeah, this is a small script which I am feeding as a user data.
Okay.
To install our PHP application. That's it. There is nothing big here.
So, this is a type of language or what, sir? Actually, I don't know regarding this.
This is no language actually. This is a series of steps. I'm just giving as a user data. That's it. There is no language. This is, you can consider it as a this is a bash scripting actually. So wherein rather than entering command one by one, you can list all the commands in a file, and you have to start the file with this bin bash, and you can execute one by one. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. There is no programming and all. Okay. Let me see whether it is
This is
working.
so whenever you are doing work, this command is fixed is there, sir. We can't change anything like this, is there, right?
Wait a minute. Okay, here is the issue, edit inbound rules. So it is only allowing from this security group. You're getting
I
it?
think connect ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ sir.
Let me change it to anywhere. No, there was an issue with the this thing. Let me just check. Yeah. So as you can see, that was the issue. See, you can see, right? So this is the sample application we are seeing in front of our screen, right? So this is the PHP version 7.2.34. You're getting it? So why we are not able to? And this we are just accessing that page php.info. If you don't give that, you will get the Apache test page, right? So this is the PHP. So this is a simple. So as you can see, it will give you all the details, like what is the platform PHP version, right? So many information you will get, right? Now this is our application. Okay, so now there are two ways you can take the backup. That day I already explained the one way, which is going here and go to the images and template and create image and just give the name and just create image. It will create for you. Then what is the other way? The other way is what you have. You can go to the volume section. You can click here and you can take the snapshot like this also. Okay, so if you create the snapshot, you can give the name and it will get created in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, isn't it? So you can create the snapshot, and from that snapshot you can create an AMI also. Okay, so that also I will show you. So I'm going to name it this as Apache PHP application. Okay, and I'm going to create a snapshot. So this snapshot, you can find it in the snapshot section and it will say still unavailable because it's in progress. So it will be available in some time. So wait, it will take some time. So let us say now, yeah, it is completed. Now I'm going to destroy this server. Okay, so because I have already taken the snapshot, so I don't need this server anymore, because just see, I will get the same thing. Okay, okay, just wait and watch. Now I'm going to destroy this server. Okay, so fully successfully terminated. Now what I have with me, so go to the snapshot section. So I can see there is a this one here. So now from this you can create either volume or you can create an image. You're getting it? Or you can delete also. If you delete, then entire your data will also be gone. But I don't want that, so I'm going to create an AMI from this. So which AMI is this? So this is Apache PHP application. Okay, so you can give the same thing, leave the architecture as x86, device name as SDA1. Okay, and leave everything as it is. Now here, while creating an AMI, now you have an option to increase the size. Okay, but I don't want that. I'm going to keep it as it is. And here also you can, there is an option to change the disk also, but I'm going to leave. I'm happy with GP2. and then I'm going to create an AMI. Okay, so this is my AMI. So see, AMI is nothing. AMI is a way which it stores the information about what volumes it has to create and attach it to the EC2 instance. That's it. Nothing else. In backend, it is just a snapshot. Okay, snapshots are very important because if you see this AMI here, let me show you. So I can see there is a snapshot ID, there is a volume ID. Okay, and if you go to AMI, what is important here? See. So this is the information. So dev SDA1, which is from this snapshot. So an AMI will store this information. What type of architecture, right? So those things are important. So you can save it and you can launch an EC2 instance. So launch instance from this AMI. So you can create it, right? So as you can see, now I am not giving any user data. It is I am keeping entirely blank because I don't need, because my application is already ready. So I'm going to select this and launch. Right. So I'm going to select this. So it is in pending state. So we'll wait. So let's check now. Yeah, so now just click on this connect and you will get the command to log in. Just you will be able to, okay, our main intention is not to log in, just to see our application, right? So just wait, you see. Yeah. Okay, now we can see this is the old one, right? So I'm going to replace this with new. So sorry. So it is taking some time. Let's wait. What is this? Let us check the security group. Okay, it is only allowing the port number 22. Okay, so this time I have created, so I need to edit the inbound rules. I need to add the HTTP and I need to make it as anywhere and save the rules, and then after this it will work. See, so same information. Clear? So this is the importance of backup. Okay, clear? Okay, so now I'm going to give you the some of the tasks. Okay, you have to do by tomorrow. So the task number 1 will be, so let me write here. So let me create a new docs. Okay. So task. So first one is create a VPC with CIDR 10.12.0.0/16 and 192.168.0/17. Okay, and divide each VPC into 2 equal subnets. Make one subnet public and one private subnet. Okay, so attach IGW accordingly. Okay, so this is your first task. Then second task will be create a peering connection between the two VPCs created in one. Okay, one means in this step one. Okay, you have to create and make sure the regions are different. Okay, so so this is in let's say Mumbai. Region, and this is in Ohio region. Okay, and I need screenshot of the steps whatever you have done. Okay, then you have to create the peering connection between these two VPCs and test the connection by creating EC2 instances in each VPCs and login from one VPC to another via SSH. Okay, and also you need to also explore PuTTY. Okay, so what is PuTTY is you have to Google on your I always use Git bash for login. Okay, so PuTTY is this. Yeah, so this is the PuTTY. Actually, this is also one of the oldest application provided by Windows to log into the remote server. So you need to log into the EC2 using this PuTTY. So there is some configuration that you have to figure out on your own. So you need to explore PuTTY on how to connect to EC2 instances. Okay, then fourth one is create IAM users such a way that each user is having appropriate access. So example will be, let me show here. So I'm going to put it as A, yes, subtask A. So one guy Bob is a network admin. So you need to give network related access. Then John is a AWS admin. So you need to give as per his role, you have to give the access. Then one more is Marley is a developer. So you need to give read only. So based on that, you have to give access. Okay. Then create a role for a user. Okay, I'll put my name, user Mithun, to audit your account. Okay, so to audit your account. Okay, so this you have to do it. Create a role, IAM role. Okay, when I say role, it's a IAM role. Next, sixth is so sixth step is you have to create an IAM role for EC2 to push logs to S3 bucket. Okay, then next, seventh one is create AWS backup plan which runs every 15 days. So this you have to see, there is a you have to figure out the way which will run every 15 days. Okay, every 15 days at 5 p.m. IST. So you have to figure this out on your own. Okay, then 8th task is create a sample application and try to take backup using option number 1. Option number 1 is create image option. Then option number 2 is create snapshot. So both the things you have to try on your own. Okay, so these many tasks you have to do. Okay, so so how many days can you do it by tomorrow, guys?
By tomorrow, sir?
Yes, you have to do it by tomorrow. Okay, so these are very, very simple. In 2 hours you can finish it. Okay, so you have to complete these tasks by tomorrow, right? If any issues, you just let me know. Okay, any doubt, guys? Okay, so if there are no doubts, then that's it.
Sir?
Yeah.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Sir,
Yes,
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಪುಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಕಿದಿರಲ್ಲ, I am using a Linux server, sir.
What?
No, I am using Linux server, sir. I don't have putty.
That's okay.
Ubuntu, sir.
If you don't have, then no problem.
Yeah, I am using Ubuntu, sir.
Yeah, you're using Ubuntu, that is fine, but try whether you can install putty on Ubuntu machine. Just try. So
Okay.
Ubuntu machine will have a desktop. You might be having Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu desktop.
Yes, sir. MacBook.
You have MacBook or Ubuntu?
Yeah, MacBook, sir.
So but MacBook will have iOS, no? Then how Ubuntu?
No, sir. I have Ubuntu terminal, no, sir.
I don't know, because MacBook will have only iOS. I'm not sure
Okay,
about
sir.
Ubuntu. Okay, so just explore or just explore. Okay, if you don't want to install, then just see, because sometimes in organization you may not have a Mac OS. Okay, they will be giving you tasks on putty, so you may feel difficult. So that is the reason I gave you to explore putty. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, recordings we need, sir.
Recordings is available in the YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. Who was that actually? First time I'm. Just a second.
Madhu.
What is your
Hello.
What is your name?
Madhu, sir.
Okay. So you don't have the link to the channel?
No, sir. One link you send on that day, no, sir. That Linux basis and all.
Okay. You are in which group?
In this only, sir. You created no AWS that group only.
August September batch or AFPL?
August September batch, sir.
Okay. Okay, I will share the link again today.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
Sir, I have one doubt is there, sir.
Yes.
Sir, now we are creating EC2 instance, right? Once we in that while creating EC2 instance, keeper also were created, sir, right? So after that terminating EC2 instance, keeper is there only. So can we use that keeper for another creating a new instance, or we have to create new keeper, sir?
No. You can use same key pair for all the instances.
So once only we create only one keeper, we can use that for multiple instances.
Yeah. You can do that.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, then I'm stopping the recording.